Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Address of Champions Wrestling Podcast, brought to you by none other than My House Sports Gear. Now, you may be questioning, hey, why is Damani out here all by himself? I too have the same questions. No, I'm just kidding. Um, Show goes on though, right? People have things to do, and I'm gonna do this because this is what I do. I'm here for you, the people. I love the people. The people love me. People's champ. All right. But I don't want to be on here by myself for too long because things might get awkward and a little uncomfortable because y'all gonna be like, who is he talking to? This ninja is crazy. I get it. I sound crazy. Talk to myself. But got a very, very special guest today. Right? Very special guest. I like to bring my people on here, let them tell their story. Today is no different. We have professional fighter, undefeated professional fighter, all finishes in his professional fights. That's crazy. I know. Undefeated as an amateur. That's crazy. I know. I fight. It's crazy. It's hard. But this is my boy. This is my brother. I miss him. They up there doing their thing. I'm down here in Florida now. But I got him on the pod today. So we're going to get right. We're going to chop it up. See how he living. All right. So I'm going to cue his music. This one going to play a little bit because this one is for the people. This is for my New Yorkers. This is for all my people who like this song. And shout out to the person who made the song. Shout out. I'll tag it so we don't get fined for copyright infringement. But none other. Let's get ready to bring out my boy, the Juice, Saheeb Jackson. He got his joint lit. What a joint said.
Yeah,
I can't see. I'm trying to be what
in the
I'm
building,
destined to
baby.
be. And they're trying to take my life away. I got a hole in it. Oh, he had me hyped up on the pod.
Hey man, that song crazy, bro. I had to do that one for the
You had
culture,
me
for the
hyped
people. You
up.
know what I'm saying?
You had me hyped up on the pod. What's good with you,
I had to do
cuz?
that for the people. Hey man, surviving and
Yeah.
thriving, bro. Getting to it on a daily
Yeah.
basis, bro. Just got out the gym earlier, had 2 sessions. You know what I'm saying? I was gonna go to work, but the phones was down, so now I'm just at the
Oh,
crib,
man.
chilling, man. Until we go back to
Okay.
practice later.
3 sessions today?
Yeah, 3 sessions today. First off, we started with strength. Went to TFW with Coach Keith, you know what I'm saying? Leg day.
Okay.
Then we went over to
Woo.
Team Rockstar. We worked with my boy Wayne Gray of Ethos Performance. Got a little bit of plyometric working. I'm chilling now, but we
Okay.
going back later for some striking and some MMA work, brother.
Whew. Why so many practices
Yeah,
in one
man.
day? Why so many?
Hey, bro. I mean, honestly, here's the way I see it, man. The more reps I do, the greater I get. Man. I got big goals for this fight stuff. And I feel like all the best athletes, the best fighters, no matter what sport they're in, they always prioritize their health and their training.
Amen.
Kobe would get up at 4 or 5 in the morning shooting threes, shooting free throws. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
Like I always try to have that Mamba mindset. If I'm out here working in the dark when other people aren't, I'm getting more reps and I'm getting greater. The way I see it, man, like every time you do something, it just compounds and it compounds and it compounds and it shows on fight night. So I always want to be my best self when I step in there and know for a fact nobody
amen.
can touch. You feel me,
Amen.
bro?
I feel you. That's crazy. So talk to the people. How did you even get involved with the fight and how did you end up to be the juice? Like that's just aura in
Shit.
itself. Talk about it. My boy aura
It's
farming
kind
over
of a
there.
long story. It's a long story, right? But we got time, so I'll start off like this. It started in my childhood, right? Like growing up, I grew up in a family of 17 grandchildren, right? Grandma had 8 kids, 17 grandchildren, right? So I have like 7 or 8 older cousins that are guys. And like we'd be at grandma's house, we'd be at Nana's house, we watching WrestleMania, you know what I'm saying? We wrestling each other, slamming each other, throwing each other around, doing all this chaotic stuff, right? And we'd watch WWE, we'd watch all the Jet Li, Bruce Lee movies, the Jean Claude Van Damme movies.
Yup.
And we always used to watch like military movies together and stuff. So I knew from a kid, I was like, yo, when I grow up, I'm either gonna be a boxer or I'm gonna go to the army. Because when I was younger, you know what I'm saying, I thought all the military was the same. I thought it was all the army, you know. And then you know, I graduated from high school and I'm like, damn, like now what? You know? So I joined the Marines. I went to the Marines for a little bit. And in the Marines, I got my first like sense of martial arts training. Right? We got a program called McMAP. It stands for the Marine Corps Martial Arts System. And I ain't gonna lie, I loved it. Thinking back now, if I used any of that stuff in the gym, I probably get mixed up. You know, it's very basic stuff. But I came home on 10 days. I came home on my 10 days leave, bro, and I signed up for a Muay Thai gym, and I got my first like actual set of martial arts training from there, and I loved it. I thought it was dope. Shout out to my boy Brian Magoo. He was coaching at the gym at the time. Now he has his own spot, and I go see him from time to time. So Brian, shout out to you. You're the man, bro. You was the first
Shout
person
out
to
to
ever
him.
believe in me. First person to ever tell me I have some sort of talent. You know, 100%. And like from there, I was like, yo, I want to do MMA. And in my head at the time, I'm like, yo, first I'm gonna do Muay Thai, then I'm gonna do boxing, then I'm gonna do jujitsu, then I'm gonna do wrestling. And my cousin was training at an MMA gym at the time. His name's Corbin Harden. And we was at Thanksgiving, and we was talking about martial arts and all that. He was like, yo, my martial arts way better than yours. I'm like, hell no, my martial arts way better than yours. I don't know what you talk about. And then he was like, all right, show me your one too. I don't know what I threw, but he was just like, no. He was like, yo, come to my gym. We gonna get you right. So I'm training at this other gym. I'm not gonna mention the name of the other gym right now because it's irrelevant. Long story short, it didn't work out, right? But I went to Triforce, did the 1 week trial, and the rest has been history. But the deciding factor of me going to Triforce was obviously getting the experience, getting that first taste of the class. And then when I went back to my other gym, I was asking the coach, I'm like, yo, you think I could try out for the advanced class? He was like, nah, you're not ready. I'm like, all right, well, if you think I'm not ready, then I'm not ready. I was like, can I at least watch the class? He was like, no, you can't even watch the class. I was like, can't even watch the class? Can't even watch the class? Like, what kind of secrets y'all got in there? But yo, here's what got me tight about that whole thing, right? Like, I'm over
No.
here seeing the advanced students, and I'm like, bro, I'm new, but my technique way better than yours. So I went back to Triforce, signed up, and I kid you not. Well, I went to Triforce in October, November, December, January. 4 months later, I had my first ever kickboxing fight. You know, and the rest has been history, brother. The
Amen.
rest has been history, you know. But you asked about the name, the juice, how it came to be, brother. How it came to be is shout out to my boy Lefty, team manager, and Master Chin. You know, Chin's a good guy. My boy Ryan Chin. I'm getting
Okay.
ready for my amateur debut for MMA, and I walked in there, had like the high top fade, part in the head, had on this tracksuit. You know, me and you, we like the old school stuff. You know what I'm saying? We old souls, bro. So I got my '90s fit on, bro, with the cut,
Yup.
and I gotta censor this for political reasons. We're on a business thing right now, but he said, "Mother effer, you look like you belong on one of them juice movies." I was like, "What you mean?" He was like, "You over here?" He was like, "Where's your Walkman at, boy? You got the tracksuit, the haircut. Where's the Walkman? Where's the big headphones?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm not even on that, bro." And then they're over here at the front desk rolling, bro. And I'm just like, "All right, whatever." And I go start training. And then Lefty comes up to me, and I think Chin was there too. He was like, "Yo, you got a nickname?" I was like, "Nah, I don't got no nickname. I'm just me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just me." He's like, "Bro, what about what about Saheeb the Juice Jackson?" I was like, "Nah." And then he was like, "You don't like that?" And then I sat and thought about it. I was like, "Yo, that shit actually do got a nice little ring to it, man." And the rest has been history from there, bro. And here we are, 3 fights in as
Indeed.
a pro, getting ready for the fourth fight. Juice is full speed ahead, bro.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Origin story,
Oh,
brother.
yeah, like Batman. Dang.
Tight,
So when's
tight.
the next joint coming up?
Next fight. Oh man, we cooking up something special, bro. Next fight is looking like July 19th. Cage Titans debut, bro.
What?
Yeah, man.
What?
It's been the makers for a long
Ooh.
time, bro.
My boy
Very
going to
long time, man.
Cage Tank. They got good
Brother,
promoter,
they got a good promoter, very good
good marketing.
promotion, good marketing, bro. Um, Honestly, dude, like the promoter, he's a genuine guy. Mike Pove is a really good guy. I met him a few times. Always been nothing but love and respect. And he's been asking me to fight for him for a while. Unfortunately, like I've had a few fights in the lining for them, but for some reason, every time my name rang, nobody want to answer the phone, bro. So we got somebody
Oh.
locked in now. We got a fight confirmed, and we're ready to go. Ready to go
Ooh.
put on the show, baby.
Dang, everybody on that joint. I might have to take the
Yeah,
trip for
man.
that one.
Who we got on
I
there right
think,
now? We got myself. We got Josiah defending his title. We got
yo,
we got Joshua
he's
Robinson.
crazy.
We got
Yeah,
Vinny the
my
Bull
boy Josh.
Tedesco.
Vinny
And
fighting
we got
too?
yeah, Josh is going back for round two,
What?
brother. Yes, sir. Vinny, uh Dino, and maybe a couple more people too, man. Maybe a couple more people too, but it's gonna be one of those shows where we got the whole team in the back, man. I'm the
Oh
only pro
yeah,
fighter on the card, so I figure the boys go out there, have some fun. When I go out there, it's time for me to go back and clean it up, close up the show
yeah,
for the
yeah.
team.
I'm gonna have to slide that one. I think I'm gonna be back in July anyway.
Hey, you better be, bro. Otherwise, I got something coming
Yeah.
for you, man. I miss you, bro. You
Oh
left the
man.
family, man.
Dude, this joint it's alright down here, but the other day I was just telling everybody, I was like, yeah, I'm a little homesick. It's like, am I sad? No, but it's just like a dang, I miss it. But
Like
it
one of
is
them
what it
bittersweet
is.
feelings.
Yeah. And then Coach
Hundred
Vic be hitting
percent. I
me
can
up
feel that.
talking mad trash. He'd be like, yo, the other day he hit me up. He was like, yeah, I just ran 4 miles or 6 miles in like 24 minutes, something crazy. He's like, I found the
Oh,
fountain.
he hit you with that
I was
too,
like,
huh? He could have
yeah.
he could have waited to tell that. He could have waited to tell that.
Oh, he thought
As soon
that
as I
joke was
seen
a
him
hit.
after, he was like, yeah.
He thought that joke was a hit. He
Now
said,
I'll
I
tell you
found the
what though. One thing
fountain.
about Coach Vic though. One thing about Coach Vic, man, loving guy, very humble individual. He's always willing to give you work, no matter how much trash he talks to you.
Oh, D.
Yo, speaking of that though, Burns, bro, listen, you was Coach Vic's golden child before you left, man. You know what I'm saying? So somebody had to take your place, bro. Somebody had to take your place, bro.
I understand. I
Yeah, man.
understand.
Hey, I'm saying I be hitting the mitts. He'd be like, "Hey, you see how you do it right there? You gotta do it like that." I'm like, if Burns was here, he would be doing that though.
Oh, they be talking trash. I love it. Dang, all
Yeah,
right.
man.
So talk to us, like, you know, what kind of special things you got lined up? You got some fire gear coming out? You got like what's going on?
Yeah,
I know
man.
you the
So,
man. You like to throw shirts into
nah,
the crowd.
hey, man. Listen, I like to throw shirts into the crowd because the crowd loves it. And just like you said, I'm a man of the people, brother. If
Oh,
I win, they win. You know. I think the biggest thing
amen.
I take from May going to the fights and watching them is like when you see a fighter that's engaging with the crowd, with the fans, with the supporters, it gets reciprocated back. So I never want to be one of them people that just fight for myself. Like, yeah, I fight for myself, I fight for my team, I fight for my family, but I'm also an entertainer at the end of the day. So I got to give back to the people that are giving to me. But I got a collab going on. One of my boys, he got some fire merch coming out for me, some t-shirts, and then I'm working with Vinny. We gonna get my fight shorts made. I'm not sure what they gonna look like yet, but I just need them to match my shirt.
You gotta do the
Benny's the
juice
man when
boxes
it comes
again.
to that'll be fire. That'll be fire, bro. I might throw some juice boxes out for the crowd this time, bro.
Oh, he gonna act up. They gonna sue you. One of the pointy heads
Hey,
gonna hit
yo,
somebody in
I
the
ain't gonna
eye.
lie, Burns. Yo, Burns, I know you seen I learn how to do backflip. That's all because of you, bro. So the celebration got to be different this time. The
Oh
celebration got to be
man,
different this time, man. You
heard
inspired
you.
the people, bro. Yeah, yeah. Things
Yo,
have been different though. Like because of you though. Honestly, like you really inspired me to flip. So now I've been doing backflips. I've been working out with Chico, getting my flips right. That's been in the
yeah.
regiment too, bro. Yeah,
Okay.
man. Just my plan is with this fight stuff, really just inspire people, build people up, give people who feel like they don't have a fight left, let them know they can still fight, no matter if it's in the cage, in life, and finances, and love. You know what I'm saying? I'm a lover, I'm a fighter, but I'm also a lover too. Like I
Okay.
think life is a fight. You feel me, bro? So you just can't give up on a fight. You gotta fight for whatever you want in life, man.
Amen.
You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? What about you,
Better.
Burns? What's up? We got a fight. You got any fight news coming up? You got something coming up, bro? You trying to get back out there? Mix it up a little bit or
August
what?
August 9th, back in the mix. August 9th, we
August,
back in the
nice.
mix. Yes, sir.
All right.
In Foxwoods.
CES?
Foxwoods.
Foxwoods?
Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Yo,
See, that's what
who
I can't
fighting
miss.
you know who fighting next week? Ty fighting next week.
Yeah, Ty is fighting. Shout out to my boy Tyreem De Silva. Another one of my
Yeah.
teammates. He in Florida right now with Fusion XL.
Yeah, I be seeing him at the gym.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be something
We
crazy.
were
You popping
supposed
out to
to
the fight?
we his fighting in Indiana.
Oh, he flying out.
Yeah. Freaking
He flying out.
we was going we was gonna go to the beach the other week, but he fighting at 135.
Damn.
He
Hey,
fighting at
man,
135.
hey,
He is skinny right now.
I feel bad for whoever matched up with Tyreem right now. You know what I'm saying? Whoever it is, he better
Oh gee.
protect himself at all times. At
Oh
all
gee.
times. Ty, I feel like Ty started off more as a grappler, but we're working with Coach Vic and moving down to the new team. Like, I know he got some tricks in his bag now.
Oh, he's a demon.
I
He's a
know he got it.
demon.
I know he got some things up his sleeve.
Yeah, he's a demon. Bro, there's so many crazy high level fighters down here. It's actually crazy. Like even next week, um, on a UFC fight night, they got guys out of this gym fighting on that card too. It's crazy. Last week they had a girl fighting on the UFC fight night. And it's nuts.
That's
You
fine.
down there, you're like,
That's fine.
you're looking around, you're like, oh my god, you're in the UFC. Oh, it's crazy. So Fusion
I'm gonna
XL
talk to Desire,
Performance.
talk to Josh. I'll make sure we take a team trip down there.
Yeah, you
You
gotta
know what I'm saying?
slide.
Shake some elbows and maybe even scope out some future competition, bro.
Oh, this ninja acting up.
Hey man, hey man, you heard what Drake
Oh
said,
my
bro.
god.
You know what Drake said?
What he say? What he say? What he
He
say?
said no friends in this industry, baby. I had to learn that the hard way.
Oh man.
I had to learn that the
How
hard way,
you
brother. But hey, listen, man, I got a lot of love for everybody who decides to put on a pair of gloves and go out there and fight. But sometimes you might be friends with somebody. You guys get the same opportunity. Y'all might have to mix it up.
That is true. That is very
I
true.
learned that. I learned that lesson. I learned that lesson in my last amateur fight. Actually, I was fighting this kid named Mike Jolliker. Right, he's a younger kid, tall, skinny, lanky. Um, and in my second MMA fight, I was fighting the kid who had just beaten him. His name's Jared St. Jean. So I'm fighting Jared for my third fight, and we're at weigh-ins the day before. Mike's fighting. We chop it up. I think we even sat at the same table, ate and all that together. And he's like, "Yo, I know you're fighting this kid, whatever. Just whatever you do, stay on the feet. Like strike with him. He's good. We're going out there the next day. We mix it up. You know, I'm throwing. He's throwing back. It's a good exchange on the feet, bro. And I felt like I was dominating the fight for the most part. But mind you, he'd either submitted or knocked out everybody he fought beforehand. So in my head, I'm like, nah, bro, he ain't gonna get me. I'm gonna get him. Third round happens, bro. I start off strong, and then I make a big mistake. I get taken down, turn my back, Boy threw up the fastest rear naked choke I ever been put in my life, bro. My life.
Oh.
Like in that moment, bro, I feel like I saw God. Right? Like I listen, bro, you don't understand, man. 1 second, 1 second I'm on my feet. 1 second I'm on my feet. Next thing you know, I blink, bro. And I'm on my back getting choked. And I told myself right there, I was like, all right, bro, I'm either getting out or I'm going out, bro. You feel me? In my head, it was one or the other. Like the way I see it, if I'm in a situation where I'm getting a submission put on me, right? Like it's a joint lock. All right, if you don't tap, you're gonna get your shit broken, right? You can get something snap or something torn. But yeah, I mean a choke, and I ain't gonna lie, tightest choke I've ever been in, like to this day, in competition and grappling or whatever. Like it was squeezing to the point to where like I felt the blood rush into my eyes, and my eyes started tearing up. I ain't never got choked that hard in my life, and no, ended up getting out of there. Ended up getting out of there, bro. 10 seconds left. Threw my last little strikes and get my hand raised at the end of the fight, but that taught me fast. And you know what I'm saying? Just always, no matter what's happening in the fight, be on your toes, be very wary, be cautious, and be dangerous at all times. You know. But back to the whole no friends in this industry thing, right? So Mike already gave me the rundown on Jared, and then I'm in the hotel room the day after. Coach Pete calls me like, "Yo, you want to fight on the Dana White card?" So at this time, Dana White had just came to Boston. Well, he was coming to Boston for that Dana White looking for a fight card. Right?
Yep.
And I'm like, yo, how like that's a great opportunity. As an amateur fighting on a Dana White looking for a fight card, like UFC people gonna be there, the big dog himself gonna be there, Uncle Dana, like, yeah. And I'm like, who am I fighting? He sends me the name, Mike Jollica. The same kid I was just chopping it up with, who helped me, you know what I'm saying, with this other dude. I'm like, and this kid, I gotta fight this kid, you know. Um, he ends up messaging me like 2 weeks before the fight. He's like, yo, they want us to fight for this card. And I'm like, in my head, you're my enemy, bro. Why you hitting me up? You my enemy. We're fighting now. Right? Like, but I'm like, I'm cool about it. I'm like, you know what? Listen, they want us to fight. This is an opportunity we both can't waste. Let's go have fun. You know? So we get out there, we fight, we mix it up. It's a very tough fight for me, you know, very, very tough fight for me. But I end up getting my hand raised for that fight too. And then we ended up being mad cool after, you know. Mike's a good kid, really good, upstanding guy. But that just showed me like how fast you can go from being cool with somebody, friendly with somebody, to next thing you know, you got to scrap with this kid, you know? Because that's the way I
Crazy work. Crazy work.
crazy. But yo, shout out to Mike Jollica, shout out to Jared St. Jean. You know, Jared just went pro, had a very tough fight, got his hand raised. He's an animal, he's a dog. Shout out to my boy Mike Jollica. You're a beast, you're a dog, y'all both good people, man. You know, yeah, man, I wish y'all the best in y'all careers, bro. Wish y'all the best. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir. Can
hear
you hear
me?
me?
Yeah, I gotta
You hear me?
cut that out. All right. So let's talk about this. You're from Rhode Island, right?
Yes, sir. Born and raised, baby.
How does that feel? What does that mean to you? You know, coming up through this sport and being from the smallest state, and does it feel like you got to put out extra, like just do extra because it's like such a tight knit circle that people kind of just I feel like they oversee. They're like, oh, Rhode Island, what the heck is that? Like, how does that feel? What is that like?
Honestly, it's funny you asked that question. I was actually talking to somebody about this a while ago. Like not too long ago, right? It means a few different things to me. Number one, we're the smallest state, but I feel like we got some of the biggest fight in all of us, right? Like when it comes to like Rhode Island compared to places like Texas, Florida, California, where you have so many people and you have so many different fight organizations. In New England in general, right? There's only like a handful. So everybody knows everybody knows everybody, bro. But for me, when it comes down to like me trying to get to that next level, from what I've seen, for the most part, there's only been like one or two people that have made it to the UFC or like these bigger promotions that really put a statement on Rhode Island or New England itself, you know? So for me, that it almost makes me feel like an underdog in this big world. And I feel like I got a lot to prove, right? Like I got very big goals in this fight stuff, sorry. Um, Obviously the goal is to make it to the UFC, become champion, dominate, right? And I want to be the first person from Rhode Island to make it to that level, dominate completely, and get the gold. So honestly, I got a little bit of a chip on my shoulder when it comes to it. Like I want to be that guy.
Right on, brother.
You know, I want,
I
I
hear
want to,
you.
I want to be that guy that puts the gold on for Rhode Island. You
Okay.
know, we haven't had a champion from UFC from Rhode Island ever. We've had plenty
Damn.
of fighters. Shout out to my boy Andre Sukumtat, the Asian sensation. You know, he went out there in the UFC. He had some tough scraps. He won some, he lost some. You know, but he always carried his pride on his chest. He always rep Rhode Island, and he's the
Yep.
first Laotian fighter to ever fight the UFC. Not to mention his dad was his coach and his dad's my coach too. So that's another reason why I got something to prove.
Yeah.
You know,
Shout out Master William.
we already showed that we can. Yeah, Master Wayne, he's the man. We already showed that we can make it to the UFC, but now I want to show that we can make it. Not only make it to the UFC, but dominate and run it up to the top.
Okay. And you got, I don't know if he's from Rhode Island, but he currently resides in Rhode Island. I think he's from your neck of the woods. Moonsake, my boy Chris
Yeah,
just got re-signed. So
Chris,
he in Rhode Island.
Chris Chino.
He fighting, yeah, he fighting next weekend. UFC Atlanta.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Mm-hmm. He's back in the UFC. Back in the
Yeah,
UFC. I think that's a good matchup for him. You know, they both like to go out there and scrap and mix it up. And one thing about Chris is, you know, once the pace is on, you know, he's the one setting the pace. It's his fight, you know. So I'm excited to see what he does, and I really want him to get the job done, and I think he will.
right on. Moonsakers.
It's looking great. It's looking great, man.
Oh,
Yeah, man.
D.
So when
I
I
love it.
go out there and fight, dude, man, I rep Providence and I rep on socket, man. Like I was born in Providence. Here's something a lot of people don't know, right? Like I was born in Providence originally. I lived in
Yup.
Providence until I was 10 years old. Then I moved to Woonsocket. But I always went to school in Woonsocket. Like where I was growing up, grew up in a bad area. So my mom she just wanted to get me out of that, you know. So every day I wake up like an hour earlier than all the other kids. You know what I'm saying? Take that 30-minute drive to Woonsocket, go to school, go to kids club, get picked up, go right back to Providence where I was living at, you know. And then it was soccer on the weekends. I grew up playing soccer, dude. I think that's why, like, honestly, my style, I just like throwing them kicks so much, you know?
Yeah, soccer star. Dang,
Soccer,
okay.
yeah, man.
Okay, okay. All right, so, being that this is a wrestling podcast, let's talk about how much wrestling influence you have and how would you scale your love for wrestling at the current time?
Honestly, in the beginning of my career, I hated it. I hated wrestling. I hated jujitsu, right? I mean, I would do it, but I didn't really have a passion for it. I was like, nah, I want to go out there and strike and mix it up. But if you see anything about my fights, they always end in submission or TKO on the ground, you know? And I gotta attribute that to my jujitsu background and to you and to Dan, you know, my wrestling coaches. Like honestly,
Salute.
man,
Hmm.
wrestling has been what's finished the fights for me, you know. And I've actually started to find a passion for it, you know. Like before, I thought wrestling was just go blast up and whatever, and it's like nah, it's more than that. It's the setting up the shot, it's the level change, it's the chain wrestling. You know, you go for the single leg, you take the back, you slam him. You know what I'm saying? You go for the double leg, you take the back, you back trip. You know, like learning the combination. So now that I'm just like opening my mind to how wrestling really works, it's something that I'm loving doing, you know. And then when people fear the shot, it sets up your hands, you know. Working with your boy Josiah, you know, getting his seal of approval for my takedown setups and sequences, you know, it's also been a
Yup.
very big boost in my confidence for my wrestling, you know. And going into this fight, I mean, the game plan is to strike, But I'm not scared to go out there and take him down if I need to. I'm not scared of if he takes me down. We got a plan for that. We got a plan for
Okay.
all that, man. So I don't really know how to scale it exactly, but I say wrestling's a lot more of an influence these days.
We love that. We love that over here. You
Yeah, man.
know.
Wrestling's
Um.
fire, dude.
All right. All right. I dig it. I dig it. I dig
Wrestling's
it.
fire.
All right.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna hit you with some questions, right? These is kind of like our signature type of deals on here. All right. So I'll be sure to clip this, but your three H's, right? You're gonna go through your three H's. Highlight of your life, hero of your life, and one hope for your life.
All right, so what's the first one? Highlight of my life?
Yep.
Oh, man. I feel like I don't have one necessarily that's just one highlight, right? But I got a couple, right? One would be number one, graduating Marine Corps boot camp and getting that Eagle Globe and Anchor for the first time. The Marine Corps is known for having the hardest boot camp and for breaking people's wills. A lot of people don't end up making it. And for me to go from a kid who really didn't know where he was going in life at first to doing that and making it through, that's one highlight. Another highlight would be me stepping up, challenging my fears, going in there, going into whether it's the ring or the cage and fighting. Forget the win itself, right? Win's important. Winning is great. It's fun to win, right? But facing the fear, facing that challenge of fighting another human being who you're locked in there with for an extended amount of time where you don't know what's gonna happen, right? So for me, that highlight is every time I step in there and I fight, no matter what the results is. Um, Lastly, I'd say highlight of my life, kind of now, right? Like stepping into a coaching role in my gym. I teach kids and I also teach amateur fighters and I teach people overall fitness. And number one, seeing kids light up, being happy, engaging in class, that always makes me happy. Seeing my teammates like the class is one thing, right? But improving and getting better, that's another thing. And lastly, seeing my teammates use the things that we've been taught or seeing the things that I taught them being used, and whether it be the cage or the ring and it working, another highlight of my life.
All right. All
Yeah,
right.
man.
So hero of your
Hero
life.
of my life. Okay, we got a couple. Number one, the biggest one, my mother. I watched that woman work two jobs, put food on the table for me and my sister. Without her, I'm not here. Without her wisdom, her support, her attitude, I wouldn't be who I am right here in front of you all right now. Marine, professional fighter, and insurance broker by day. That's my day job.
Okay.
Secondly, secondly, and I have to say Floyd Mayweather.
All right.
Floyd Mayweather, right?
Hey, hey.
Floyd, exactly, right, bro. He grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He grew up boxing. He had a hard life though. Undefeated as a professional boxer, multi-millionaire, highest paid athlete in the world. But besides all that, the biggest thing I'd say that makes him my hero is his mindset. It's always about winning. It's always about working hard. It's always about dedicating yourself. Floyd was notorious for going to a club, not drinking, not smoking, leaving the club in jeans and Timbs, but not just leaving, not just driving home, running home. You know what I'm saying? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 miles to his crib. Nobody else is doing stuff like that. So I have to say Floyd Mayweather.
Crazy. Okay. All right. Now, one hope for your life.
Well, hope for my life, I hope to become the man that inspires generations. I want to inspire the youths, the children. I want to inspire my family, and I want to inspire everybody in the world. I want to show people that it doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter what you've been through. As long as
Yep.
you got a dream or goals, if you give it your all, you get what you want out of life. Plain and simple. You
Okay.
know.
Oh, this brother out here preaching. All right.
Hey
We
man,
going
you know.
we need one more verse. We need one more verse. So
One more.
if you had to give your top motivational, tips or anything for the people. Say someone in a dark spot right now. What would you say to them to help them propel themselves out of that dark place? Floor is yours.
It's very simple, right? I'm gonna be short. I'm gonna be sweet with this. But you never know how strong you are until strong is your only choice. That comes from Bob Marley, one of the legends of the world.
All right. All right. I like
You feel
that.
me?
I
You never
like
know how
that.
strong you are until
Okay.
strong is your only choice.
All right. That boy preaching. He was a preacher in his past life. Good Lord. All right. So, we about to start wrapping up, heading up out of here. I got meetings. But, you know, plug your socials here, right? Let the people know how to find you. Let them know again what's coming up for you and how they can support in any way, shape, or form. Again, the floor is
All right.
yours.
I appreciate you, brother. All right, so my name is Saheeb Jackson. You can reach me on Instagram at Juice MMA 401. If you want to friend me on Facebook, just Saheeb Jackson. If anybody wants to support, I just say, share my contact, tag me. I'm be selling shirts pretty soon. So when I drop the link or when I drop the photos, message me, DM me. We can get you the shirts, get you the merch, whatever you need, man. Also, I'll be fighting July 19th at Cage Titans, Plymouth Memorial Hall in Plymouth, Massachusetts. Buy your tickets, buy your merch. And if you can't do either one of those, the fight will be streamed, so buy the stream, all right? I'll drop the links as soon as it's posted.
Um, okay. So that has been another exciting episode of the Address of Champions Wrestling Podcast, brought to you by none other than My House Sports Gear. We had the juice on this joint today. We love that. Miss you, my brother. And I will see you
Miss
soon.
you too, fam.
And just like that, we about to head on out of here because we got stuff to do. We got to go be great. So we're going to put this joint back on.
All right, my
We
brother.
out of here.
Peace, loving, and wellness, all right?
Yes, sir. We out of here.